The history of India is a complex and contested one, with multiple narratives and interpretations. One of the most controversial and divisive issues in Indian history is the dispute over the Ram Janmabhoomi, or the birthplace of Lord Ram, in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh. For centuries, Hindus have revered this site as the sacred spot where Ram was born, and where a temple dedicated to him once stood. However, in the 16th century, the Mughal Emperor Babur allegedly demolished the temple and built a mosque known as the Babri Masjid on its ruins. This act of vandalism sparked a long and bitter conflict between Hindus and Muslims, which culminated in the demolition of the mosque by Hindu activists in 1992, triggering communal riots and violence across the country. But was there really a temple at the site before the mosque? And if so, how can we prove it? This is the story of how two archaeologists, Babri Lal and KK Muhammed, challenged the lies and distortions of leftist historians and uncovered the truth about the Ram Janmabhoomi through scientific evidence and archaeological excavations. Babri Lal, or Braj Basi Lal, is a renowned archaeologist and former Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India. He is best known for his pioneering work on the Indus Valley Civilization, the Mahabharata sites, and the Ramayana sites. He is also a recipient of the Padma Shri, one of the highest civilian honors in India. KK Muhammed, or Karingamanu Kujil Muhammad, is a former regional director of the Archaeological Survey of India and a prominent scholar of Islamic architecture and heritage. He is also a recipient of the President's Gold Medal and the author of several books and articles. Both Lal and Muhammad are respected and reputed archaeologists who have dedicated their lives to the study and preservation of India's ancient and medieval past. However, they are also outspoken critics of the leftist historians, who they accuse of misleading the public and the courts on the issue of the Ram Janmabhoomi and of provoking the Muslim community against the Hindu community. Who are these leftist historians and what are their lies? According to Lal and Muhammad, these are a group of historians, mostly affiliated with the Jawaharlal Nehru University and the Aligarh Muslim University, who subscribe to a Marxist and secularist ideology, and who have a political agenda to undermine the Hindu identity and culture of India. They claim that these historians have deliberately distorted and falsified the historical evidence, and have denied the existence of a temple at the Ram Janmabhoomi site, despite the overwhelming proof to the contrary. What is this proof, and how did Lal and Muhammad discover it? The proof is based on the archaeological excavations conducted by Lal and Muhammad, along with other experts at the Ram Janmabhoomi site in different phases from 1976 to 2003. These excavations revealed the presence of various artifacts, structures, and inscriptions that clearly indicated that there was a temple at the site before the mosque was built. The first phase of the excavations was done by Lal as part of his project on the Ramayana sites in 1976-77. Lal and his team dug 14 trenches around the Babri Masjid and found evidence of a massive brick structure dating back to the 11th-12th century CE, which he identified as the remains of a temple. He also found various terracotta figurines, stone sculptures, and carved pillars, depicting Hindu deities and motifs such as the Purna Kalasha, the lotus, and the Makara, which are typical of Hindu temple architecture. He also found a stone slab with an inscription in Nagari script stating that a beautiful temple of Vishnu Hari, built with heaps of stones, was constructed by a king named Govinda Chandra, who ruled over Saketa, the ancient name of Ayodhya, in the 12th century CE. Lal published his findings in a report titled Excavations at Ayodhya in 1978 and also presented them at various national and international conferences. However, his findings were ignored or dismissed by the leftist historians, who claimed that there was no evidence of a temple at the site and that Lal had fabricated or misinterpreted the data. They also accused Lal of being a Hindu nationalist and of having a communal bias. The second phase of the excavations was done by Muhammad as part of his project on the Islamic monuments of India in 1992-93. Muhammad and his team dug 10 trenches inside the Babri Masjid after it was demolished and found evidence of a large structure with pillars, walls, and floors dating back to the 11th-12th century CE, which he identified as the remains of a temple. He also found various stone and metal objects, such as amulets, beads, seals, and coins belonging to the same period. He also found a stone slab with an inscription in Persian stating that the mosque was built by Mir Baki, a general of Babur, in 1528 CE on the orders of the emperor. Muhammad published his findings in a report titled Archaeological Excavations at Ayodhya in 1994 and also presented them at various national and international conferences. However, his findings were also ignored or dismissed by the leftist historians who claimed that there was no evidence of a temple at the site and that Muhammad had fabricated or misinterpreted the data. They also accused Muhammad of being a traitor to his community and of having a communal bias. The third phase of the excavations was done by the Archaeological Survey of India under the supervision of the Allahabad High Court in 2003. The ASI and its team of experts dug 90 trenches at the Janmabhoomi site and found evidence of a massive structure with pillars, walls, floors, and foundations dating back to the 10th-12th century CE, which they identified as the remains of a temple. They also found various artifacts such as pottery, terracotta, iron, copper, and stone belonging to the same period. They also found several inscriptions in Sanskrit, Prakrit, and Arabic, stating the names of the kings, the gods, and the builders associated with the temple and the mosque. The ASI published its findings in a report titled Archaeological Excavations at Ayodhya in 2003 and also submitted them to the Allahabad High Court. The report was also reviewed and verified by a panel of eminent archaeologists, historians, and epigraphists who confirmed that the evidence was conclusive and credible. However, the leftist historians continued to reject the findings and challenged them in the court, alleging that the ASI had manipulated or fabricated the data under political pressure. The final verdict on the Janmabhoomi dispute was delivered by the Supreme Court of India in 2019 after a marathon hearing of 40 days. The Supreme Court, after examining all the evidence and arguments, unanimously ruled that the site belonged to the Hindus and that they had the right to build a temple there. The Supreme Court also ruled that the Muslims had the right to build a mosque at an alternative site in a spirit of respect and harmony. The Supreme Court also praised the role of the archaeologists, especially Lal and Muhammed, for their scientific and unbiased contributions to the resolution of the dispute. This is the story of how lies of leftist historians were busted by Bibi Lal and KK Muhammed and how they helped to restore the truth and justice to the Janmabhoomi. It is also a story of how archaeology can be a powerful tool to uncover the past and to bridge the present. It is a story of courage, conviction, and integrity in the face of hostility, opposition, and slander. It is a story of India and its glorious and diverse heritage.